start and people will join. Yeah, so I start recording. Yeah, that's fine. So welcome. I'm really delighted and humble that you're here tonight. I hope to see you tomorrow night and following days. So just a little bit about this workshop. So it's designed for busy women who are struggling with fatigue, hormonal imbalance, lack of confidence, and especially lack of energy. This energy that we kind of stop. It's stopping us in doing things that we want to do, and we always have remaining stuff on a list. Yeah, we have a to-do list and we just keep doing, and although we know what we have to do, for somehow we don't do it. Because knowledge is power, but if we don't implement those things, nothing will happen. And I've been there, and as a nutritionist, as a wellness coach, mindset coach, EFT practitioner, and so many, I knew those things, but until I started applying into my life, nothing changed. And when we wrapped into this cycle, everything seems like nonsense and it seems like it wouldn't help. But if you start with small steps, all you need to do is to start with small steps, and everything is changing. So a little recap, it's not a recap, it's actually a summary of these days. So the first day is today, and it's about the stress and lifestyle factors on energy level, and learn how to identify these energy draining habits and patterns in our life. We will also discuss strategies for eliminating or reducing, because sometimes it's hard to just eliminate, but it's good if we are reducing these things in our life. I'm gonna introduce you to mindfulness and relaxation exercises. I'm sure that some of the stuff you might hear tonight, some information you might know already, but I really think I'm gonna bring you something new also, or it's a good reminder that if you know that you need to apply into your life. Day 2, we're gonna focus on nutrition, hydration. How is this impacting our energy level and our hormonal balance? We're gonna identify the nutrient deficiency, imbalances, and we're gonna explore again some strategies how to nourish our body properly, because sometimes what is good for me might not be good for you, and vice versa. We also gonna learn about some specific movements and exercises that will help balance our hormones, increase our energy level, and reducing stress. Stress is a big thing, but we can't run away from stress. It's everywhere, it's around us, it's in our head, but we have to learn to deal and to find a way that it's impacting our life less and less. And on the day 3, we're gonna talk about hormones specifically, hormonal changes that it's occurring through our ages. So perimenopause, menopause, but not only, even on a premenstrual syndrome. We are women, and as long as we have a menstrual cycle, we are on a continuous hormonal change. So again, strategies and everything, what we need to do to help balancing those hormones, and how to build our confidence, because we're losing ourselves when we are tired, where we can't sleep, we can't have energy, and so on. Yeah, so this is the 3 days, and it's gonna be a lot. You might feel overwhelmed. It's just a little thing. You might feel overwhelmed, but you don't need to do everything in order to change. All you need to pick is something that is resonating with you. So the more it's resonating with you, you take it, you try, and you see the change. So what is your expectations for today? Anyone wants to share something with me? Can leave in the chat if you want. Just gonna ask you to mute yourself. Where am I? Mute you all, and I unmute you after that. Yeah, so just in case, because I don't want to kind of hear the noise, the background. Anyone wants to share any expectations, any goals for tonight? No? Yes? Okay, we go for that. Day 1, the impact of stress and lifestyle factors on the energy level. Do you think of what I'm thinking? If you ever felt overwhelmed or fatigue in your daily life, and what are some challenges you have faced in maintaining this healthy balance? What have you tried? I don't want this to be only one way. I mean, I was teaching in my life. So I feel like I'm teaching all the time. So I want to be two ways. This workshop is, if it's possible. If you try to help me here, so be the helper of this, and that would be great. I don't know if you if you didn't open the email, you didn't see this. If you open it, you saw this. Yeah, this is the supplement of the workbook of this workshop, 3 days workshop, and those are specific for day 1. And every single day you're gonna get one into your email with specific journal or templates or fact sheets or a toolbox or something that will help you with what we talk on the day. Tomorrow you're gonna have 3 days menu and recipes and more. I won't reveal everything, but it's just so if you didn't get this, you also find this in the Facebook group in the guides. So yes, if you have it, you can open it and we talk, and I help you to fill out these things if you feel like you don't really know what to do with this. Well, you can ask me or email me after that. That's fine too. If you didn't get the email, please email to me and I'll share it again with you. So that being said, just a little bit about myself. And for those that the first time in my world, you're very, very welcome. For those that you know me, you know me. But for those that you don't know me, I'm Antonella Butuc. I'm a nutritionist, wellness coach, EFT practitioner, and brain health practitioner too. I'm big on the anti-aging. I'm a mother of 2 young adults, 2 cats and a dog, a couple of masters. You can read those things, but I'm a big advocate of anti-aging. And why? Because we are living longer and the quality of our life is not as good as it should be. So more and more people, and I read studies, and more people are living in the home cares. I know how is it in your country, wherever you are, but I'm living in Dublin for the last 20 years or more, and I could see in the last years more and more home cares opening, and it really hurts my soul, because I could also see, because I'm doing these talks with companies, working with these people, with the nurses that are working into these places, and people like late in 60s and early 70s. Are so many people of these, like women, men, living in the home care. And if you think that the average age of the life, it's 84, just imagine living the last decade of the life in a home care, maybe with dementia, Alzheimer, or really hard to move around. So this is why I'm so big advocate of this, and also because so many things could be so many people, if they start early, they can prevent. So let's go and prevent those things. Let's go and enjoy life fully, even if we are in our 80s. I aim for more than 100 years to live, so I don't know who is with me in this. And to be really in my mind. So I want to be in my mind, otherwise I don't want to be here. So also, it's the processed food industry, but we talk about more tomorrow. It's such a big industry, has 450 billions profit margin. Yeah, you know, so it's just like we see it a lot, and our health is literally degenerating, and we eat just these processed foods. Like the sitting is the new smoking. I read couple of years ago. And a little disclaimer, I have to do it because it's a requirement by my insurance. I wanted to read this, and it's this disclaimer is here because it has to be transparency, and we tend to compare our journey with someone else's journey, and someone else's journey could be further away, and if we compare with them, then obviously we don't have the same results because they started long time ago, or maybe earlier than us anyway, where their body responds differently and they have different results, and each and one of us is different. So yes, this is it's a little bit of delay between the Facebook and the webinar itself, so I don't know where we are now with this. It's about 20 seconds or something. I can't do anything about this. We'll try something else tomorrow, but and let's go into what we have. Let's start the journey together. Yeah, today's content, I said earlier, we're gonna tackle all these, and let's start with understanding the impact of stress and lifestyle factors on energy level. So how does stress manifest in your life? Anyone wants to share something with me? I'm gonna look into the chat and see if anyone wants to chat. Really struggling with fatigue, even to make through the workday. So hope to figure out how to help with that, and getting enough energy to exercise as struggling to do this also. I also really struggle with fatigue and dizziness, difficult to do things I want to, tired all the time, stiff joint, and completely unmotivated to exercise. Okay, we're gonna find the answers, and we're gonna find a way in doing those things. For sure. Stay with me and we'll find a way. Yes, because what is happening so many times, we just try to go into this short-term energy, and we just cover the symptoms. It's like putting a plaster too small for the big wound, and we don't go to the root cause. And the aging, it starts in the muscle mass. And it starts in the muscle mass, and it starts once we go over 30 or 35 years old. And it's just going into the more fat it's building up into the muscle mass, and it's changed the body composition. We're losing the muscle mass, we're losing this. And it's also in every single cell. So we have what it's called mitochondria, which is the little powerhouse. And this one is getting fatigued too, because the body doesn't get enough nutrients. and it's really, really hard for the body to fight and to really accommodate everything, to find balance, to adapt. It's adapting. The body, it's a perfect machine, and if you give them the time, the space, and what it needs, it will heal. Stress, balancing life with kids, home and work, yes, it really, really impact us. And I've been there with the kids, small kids, studying, working, and I know that I don't know if it's the time now or not, but anyway, I went to the burnout, I went to post-traumatic stress disorders, I've been to the bottom rock, but you have to fight for your life. And if you have the right people around and you're looking for the help, asking for help, because what I find in the last 14, 15 years in my career is like women, specifically women, just push it like, I can do it on my own. I can do it. How long can we do this? Because this is why we can't. We have to stop. We have to ask. We have to delegate things. We have to create boundaries. So we find way for this also. Let's move on and let's talk about those things. As I said before, stress is around us, and stress is a natural response to challenging situation, and it can help us perform better under pressure. How many of you you had an exam, you had a project to do, and the last minute you give it the best, you came with the best ideas and you give it the best? I've been there so many times, and I'm sure you've done it also. And what it's actually not good for us is the chronic stress. And what I mean by chronic stress is these little stressors, daily stressors. And this chronic stress take a toll on our body, leading to so many health issues: fatigue, anxiety, depression, insomnia, weight gain, joints pain. It goes even further and goes to high blood pressure, and then it goes to diabetes type 2, it goes to autoimmune diseases. The big impact of stress. So after the post-traumatic stress disorders, I'm talking about myself. I'm gonna give you some example of some of my clients, like no names, no nothing. It's just the story of their lives. Like I also been diagnosed after that with an autoimmune condition because of the stress. So it's happening. And we also, people like after a big event, stressful event, they go, gray hair, or they got type 2 diabetes just because of this. And we're gonna talk about this because the stress, it's increasing your blood sugar, the glycemia, it's going high and it's going too high in time. So this is one. So when we experience stress, our body releases hormones like cortisol, adrenaline to help to cope with the situation. And many years ago, an ancient time, people were afraid about the wild animals to be attacked and everything. So the stress response is very good. But these days, there is not a wolf when you go out of the house. It's not a bear because we don't live in the cave in the forest. So there's nothing like that. And it's not like we can run or we can fight. It's just we freeze in the moment. And when we freeze in the moment with the body, where we have to stay there because we can't fight with the boss, we can't fight really with the kids, or sometimes we just in shock and we can't say anything, everything goes in our heads. And that is stress, my dear. So, because even the negative thoughts can be chronic stress. And it says like, in average, we could have between 50,000 and an 80,000 thoughts a day. Make it or leave it, maybe less, but it depends what paper do you read. But what it's probably true here, like in each, either it's 40,000, 50,000, 20,000, 80,000, what they have across on this the same is like the 50% of these are the negative thoughts, or is the one that we had a day before. So we stay into the same story. We stay into the same story, and we get tired with this because we don't see the opportunities. We're losing opportunities because of that. Maybe we don't see it, but we lose it for sure because we see it after that. Oh, I should have, or something. Then it's the lifestyle factor. So what we eat, how we exercise, how we sleep. Sleep has its own architecture. Like every 90 minutes and another 90 minutes, it's architectures with the light sleep, deep sleep, and so on. And if we don't get it there, we could sleep 12 hours and still be tired. We could sleep 7 hours and could be fresh. However, many of us, and let me know, how many hours do you sleep actually? In average, with the women I work, it's about 5 or 6, and it's not enough. And you can't recuperate this if you sleep longer over the weekend, because it's not working like that. I hope it makes sense, and if you have questions, put them in the chat, please. So, a diet high in processed foods, sugar, refined carbohydrates can cause blood sugar fatigue, spikes and crashes, which leads to fatigue and brain fog. And obviously, we don't have the energy, we don't have the motivation. We feel so unmotivated and really flat. And we start eating the dessert before the dinner just to boost our energy, to push it another few hours until the bedtime it's coming. Yes or no? Also, some medications can also cause drowsiness, fatigue, like side effect of this medication, and so many, like beside antidepressant, antihistamines, it's also the conception pills that could give you those things, and you have to kind of be aware. Another thing is the alcohol. It could help you to kind of chill a little bit into the evening and kind of okay, it's easy to let go the day and just go with the evening time. It's depressurizing us, let's put it this way. But in time, to have the same result, we have to have more than a glass and then another glass. It takes longer and longer, and it's just this kind of a things, like it's asked for more to have the same result, and it's really, really toxic for the liver. And the liver has its own function on detoxifying and we're losing the energy if the liver don't work properly. So in what ways do lifestyle factors like diet, exercise, sleep affect your energy level? Can you identify any specific examples, or do you experience anything like that? I have here some comments. Stress level really high, work, family, no time to myself. Yes, I always push myself to limit autoimmune problems too. Have suffered really badly with insomnia over the last year and a half. Had to leave a job due to this, sleeping 2-3 hours per night. That's really, we need to talk about this, Lisa. You really need to go back. I'm not saying like go back to 7 hours, which is gonna be great and helpful, but let's increase this time. Waking up lately and taking ages to get back to sleep, so 5 at most. Okay. So, B, what time do you wake up? What is the time do you wake up in the nighttime? And why? Do you go to toilet? Do you feel like something? And we go further, and I come back to the chat. And we go into the identify energy draining habits and patterns. And it's important to go with this to improve, because it's helping us to improve energy level and to reduce fatigue. And if we do this, automatically our body is responding properly, and it's doing the job that it has to do. So reflecting on your daily routine, now that we talk about this, what are some habits or patterns that you might think could be the one that is draining your energy? So just reflect a little bit. I'm so much into the reflection and contemplation of what's happening with our day, with our life in every single day, because it's the way we have to learn our lessons. And I'm a big believer that we are energy, and because our brain is working with these messengers, that they literally energetically jump to one connection to the other between the neurons, yeah? So they don't touch. It's a space between them, and these messengers that really connect these neurons, and they could go speed light in between them, yeah? Really, it's by energy. So we are energy, and we have to take, and if we don't learn the lessons, the universe, the God, whatever you name it, it's gonna give it to you until you learn the lessons. I've learned some lessons really hard, while I should have learned it way before. But life. Back to the chat with the previous talk, like waking up and cannot sleep after, very stressed. We need to talk about that stress, Monica. Could be 2-3 p.m. No, don't go. Might be 3 a.m. in the morning, occasionally. Feeling dizzy, even lying into the bed. Okay. We need to talk about this. Tomorrow we go into the blood sugar balance. I only have a little, but I'll redo the slides for tomorrow, and I for sure we need to talk about this, because the lower blood sugar, especially the nighttime, the hypoglycemia could give you the dizziness. You wake up because the body needs, it's alert. You have to wake up. We need to talk about this. Husband snoring wakes me. Plugging ears, my baby. My dear, yeah, I'm sorry. My husband snores too, and we need to do that. Yeah. So back to the reflection. I'm a big into journaling. I like to journal, and this is why I give you all these templates, some of the journals along the lines in every day, just to help you to recognize what's happening in your life. Because I could talk about my life, my clients, what they do, but you have to find your own way, and it's the only way to help you is to give you this guidance, these prompts to help you to find what really is happening in your life, what thoughts, we might think, oh, it's just a thought. And then if we go with the thought and we don't let them go, if we go with the thought, then we just spin around and the train of thoughts is coming and another train is coming, and we end up in finding ourselves 1.5 hours later on being awake, just thinking about something that we spend the energy that probably never happens, that will never happen, or something that it did happen and we can't change anything. But we spend so much energy there and we get stuck into this when we should literally learn to let go of those things. It's easy to say than doing it, and I know, but trust me, all you need is to start doing something. And I'm gonna help you with this. We're gonna work together. So, identifying energy draining. You could see here so many things, but I'm gonna talk a little bit about everything here, so then you will know exactly what I'm thinking. I could go in each and one of them for longer, 20-30 minutes or so, but that's not the point here. I only want to give you snippets of the essence of what's happening, so then you could look into your life and see which one actually is it for you, how many of these you might have, or how many you don't have, or maybe you have something else and you want to share with us. So this is just the common energy draining habits and patterns that I saw so many times. Okay, the connection. Lost the connection. I'm so sorry. I don't know what's happening. I really hope it's going back. We have that delay, so let's start with the poor sleep habit, and I'll check if they have the connection or not. Okay, Sam has good connection. That's good. So, poor sleep habits. As just I mentioned before, not getting enough, we're having poor quality sleep. What we have fatigue, we have low energy. So what can impact this quality, the quality of sleep here, it's like either you don't have a schedule. If you work shifts, I can understand this and we can work on this. But if you have a job that 9 to 5 and you don't try to go the same time and wake up the same day, the same time next day, so you have to have a pattern. Either a half an hour and an hour, sometimes there and there might be, it's okay. It wouldn't be the end of the world. And you have to wake up the same time even in the weekend. So maybe in the weekend you could have a nap, get some rest, something like that. But you have to have that kind of a schedule. The noise, we talk about snoring, light, the temperature, the stress. It could be more, like if you are premenopausal or menopausal, then it's the hot flashes, then it's the colds, then it's hot again, then it's the night sweats. It could be so many here, and we can address some, but some of them you have to find a way and space to do it. Stop looking into the phone or on TV at least an hour, if not two, before the bed. You could read on magazines, paper, book, real books, but not on even the e-books or something, Then it's the sedentary life. We don't have energy, we don't exercise. We don't have energy, we don't exercise. But lack of physical activity contribute to this low energy, and we're losing muscle mass. And we're losing muscle mass, we age before the age, and everything gets become heavier and heavier. So switch. You have your favorite show on TV, take some weights. Take an elastic band, and I'll show you. I have it here. Where is my elastic band? I have it here because I spend a lot of time in the front of my computer, and sometimes I really need to do something, and all my clients know that sometimes I just take these elastic bands. Some are stretchier, some are has really hard, so this is a medium one. It's quite easy, but I have stronger ones, and I just stretch, especially if I have back to back and I have the time between them, between the sessions, but sometimes it get delays or something. I have to stay longer because they have a drama or something happens and they really need to clarify. We do exercises to calm down or something. It takes a little bit longer, and I have no time to decompress, to move, to shake. I stand up so I have this. I do some movements with my head, with rotating my neck, my shoulders. So you have to do it. Anything will help. Anything will help. Diet. We're gonna talk about diet tomorrow, so I won't spend any time about diet. I don't want to name a healthy, unhealthy, because as I said, what is healthy for me or what is healthy for you, it might not be good for me, because with my autoimmune disease or with any autoimmune disease, gluten has no place in the diet. And you might tolerate it a bit or something, but sometimes you might feel it really hard with the pain. So see, I'm not against the gluten, but it's just an example here. So we're gonna talk about this because the way we eat and how we eat and when we eat, everything has the link with the blood sugar, with the crashes, it's spikes of energy, it's crashes, it's brain fatigue, we can't concentrate, we get moody, we get very nervous, irritable, we can't sleep, and I could go on, and I'm sure you can go on and on too. I'm pretty much sure you can go on and on too. So then it's the chronic stress. I mentioned before, I want to highlight this little thing that is annoying you every day, and you keep putting your energy and your intention there and everything there. This is the thing that it takes your energy. It's draining you. So find a line, put them on a paper, and see, is it really worth it? Can I change something? What I need to change? Can you change that person? Or do you need to change in order for them to change? Then it's the financial, then it's the relationship, then the health issue, anything. And then we have environmental stress, that the gases and maybe the noise, pains in the body, negative thinking. It's a big things. And the brain, let me explain you something before I go into more of this. The brain, for surviving, the brain wants to do the minimum bare of something. It don't like to spend energy. Wild is the bigger consumer of energy, because 25 to 30% of the energy in the body, we bring up the calories. Let's put the calories. It's been taken by the brain. And if you're working with your brain a lot, then it takes more. If you're thinking, if you stay with the negative thoughts, but we have this tendency to be negative. And if we start with, what if it's happening? And if it's happening, oh my God, and oh my God, and oh my God. You know what I mean? And it could go on and on and on. But what if we say and what is it? What if it's working? Then it stops. And what if it's working? So if it's working, it's working. So you have this tendency. And the brain has the 2 to 2.5 times more to be negative than be positive, because this was a survival mechanism. But today we don't need this. We're no longer into the jungle. We're no longer living only the most 40 years old. We live double the age. We have so many other things here that makes our life easier and complicated at the same time. But it's just these things, yes? The brain has to stay in the comfort zone. If you want to change something, the brain will say, oh, I've seen this. No, I know. I've seen this before now. You come back. Yeah, no. I'm going to run in the afternoon. And the afternoon is coming and you see it and, oh, I need to go to run. And the brain says, oh, it's tomorrow. Oh dear, tomorrow it's another day. It's just the comfort zone. And sometimes we need to push a little bit more. Not all the time, but sometimes. Overcommitment, especially for women, because we are the caregivers with the kids, with the parents, with the in-law parents, with friends. You got a call from a friend, can you help me? Yes, of course. Even if you're tired, even if you, God almighty, you barely move, you will help your friend. But can you do the same thing for you? That commitment for yourself. We put ourselves last on the list and we need to turn the list upside down to be first. Because we have to. This is nothing to negotiate. You have to take care of yourself, fill up your cup to be able to give more. Because when we are on an empty cup, we can't even receive the love of the people that loves us. We get their faults all the time, everyone's faults, we victimize ourselves, we take everything personal. Overcommitment, it's really pushing our boundaries out. So, and it goes to burnout. That's one of the things. And when you burn out, you have all the time in the world, but you can't do anything because you barely move. Dehydration, gonna talk tomorrow, we're gonna talk. Dehydration, it's a big thing. If you don't drink, you get fatigue, you get dizzy, brain fog. It's really bad. I'm not saying you have to drink necessarily 8 glasses of water a day, because some people are living only with 2 now and maybe 4 coffees a day. But if you drink a glass of water or a mug, whatever the size of the coffee, have the same size of water. And you slowly increase this, yeah? Because coffee, it really takes the water out of the body. Procrastination. Anyone procrastinating things? So putting off tasks or subjects or projects or anything that could increase your stress. And sometimes I start with these things that I don't particularly like these technical things, these to do with the website, these to do with this. I'm sorry, my phone. I really put off the other things to do this first, to set up those things first, because it takes me so much, and sometimes don't takes me much, but it's just I feel so uncomfortable doing, because I always mess up even simple things. I don't know, it's just my brain. But I start with this just to kind of find myself release. Otherwise, if I'm not doing it, they are still in my mind. Oh, I have to do that and I have to do that, and I procrastinate other things. So I've learned this lesson. I start with what I don't like, and then my day is much easier. How do you start with the day? Gonna back to the cannot change another person, just yourself. How to work with your brain. Fear, I think it's key for me. Okay, yeah, fear, it's big anyway. But you have to find a way and to find why actually you are afraid. Clutter and disorganization, it's another one. And why? Because it's a noise. Everything we see and hear, it takes in. Yeah, it goes into our brain and could make our day or not. It could be friendly or not, yeah? It's a big noise, you have to concentrate and you can't. It's just because of the noise. Things are around. I'm not very organized, but I have my way in this kind of a mess in being. But if it's a little bit too much, then it's not good. And it's also the energy. Like it stocks the energy there. So it just needs to move the things around. Just move it a little bit. And some stuff, it's kind of emotional and you can't get rid, but some stuff is not really emotional and you could just need to learn to let go. Perfectionism, it's big. I'm a recovery perfectionist, and if I feel guilty many times in my life about this, is because literally my daughter copied, and it's kind of I raised the bar without even realizing for her so high. So I never said anything like you have to have this great, you have to do this perfect. I've never said this, but just the way I was acting and being and behaving and all the things I've done in my life, she got it without me even saying anything to her. So we are the first role model for them. And now we work to live this, but it's not easy. And it takes a lot of energy to stay there. And sometimes a job just needs to be done. And it's good. Lack of social support, especially with the last 2.5 years or so. Isolation, loneliness, things like that. We find friends from far away being closer than the one that it's close to us being so close. Yeah, no, not so close to us. And life, it's here. It's coming in seasons, and people's are coming in seasons. We can't do anything with the families because we born in a family and they come and we take it or leave it. Yeah, but rather than that, it's just life. So, and finding a network, either it's online, either it's casual with the work or with the neighbors, or just have a 1-2 good friends or something to talk. Women especially thrive in communities. People thrive in communities, but women more. All the studies shows that. And loneliness is the worst possible. It's increasing the mortality more than anything else. Negative relationships, oh my God. It takes all the energy. It's getting so hard on the soul, on the heart, and everything else. So then the thoughts are there, we're not sleeping, everything gets hurting. Everything. It's exhausting. Lack of purpose or meaning. Sometimes we get lost. When we are when we have 16 years old, 18 years old, 20 years old, 25, everything is possible. The world is here and everything is possible. Then we reach 30 and oh my God, this is my career, this is my family. Kids or not kids. I want to travel more. I don't have these holidays. I want to do this. I don't have the time. Oh, I don't have the time for the hobby. I lost my hobby. I don't know what I'm interested in. We need to find little things that makes us happy. Otherwise, it's just work, home, work, home, work, home, another work, home. It's not connecting. We disconnect with ourselves. And if we disconnect with ourselves, we can't connect with anyone else. We just there being. So, and then we feel unmotivated. We feel like meh, Oh yeah. What's your favorite food? Oh, I don't know, whatever. See, it's okay to have few days like that, but it's not okay to be on a long term like that. So self-care here, it's so important. I can't highlight the importance of this. Really, really taking the time, 3 minutes a day. If you have 3 minutes today, that's the most what you can do. And then the next day, you're gonna find another 3 minutes extra or something in a week, and I really appreciate the time you being here. And it takes a lot, but I really appreciate, and it's for you especially. Then let's go and find out strategies to eliminate those. We're reducing the stress, so then we can have a little bit more time, we can focus a little bit more. Have you ever successfully implemented changes to your lifestyle or routine that resulted in increased energy and well-being? Anything, it could be anything. What worked for you in the past? Maybe you forgot about it, maybe you never tried again. If there is something that you've done and it worked. So, prioritizing and delegate tasks. We talk about, like you can't do much. We all have 24 hours a day. We all have the same time. Time is the same for everybody. And time is the most precious commodity. We can't reproduce, we can't multiply, we can't borrow, we can't buy. Once it's past, it's past. If some other things we can make it, time we can't make it. But don't let the time make your life, and you make the time in your life. So, prioritize, delegate whatever. As women, I'm doing this because we kind of want to be in control. I'm doing better than you do. But let's do it, because the more they do, the more they will learn to do it. So just delegate. And then say no when necessary. Sometimes we just yes for everybody else, but not for yourself. Sometimes you have to learn to say no. It's not sometimes, but you actually have to learn without feeling guilty. Set clear
boundaries. It's the healthy boundaries. It's not just starting, no, you can't have this, no, oh, you know what, from now on I won't do this. It's not like that. It's a kind of a negotiation. Listen to what you want, listen to what they want, and let's find the way to work. Yeah, it's two ways in anything. Time management, obviously. If we procrastinate, if we do things, we're losing time in here, and we don't even take time to breathe. We so tired, we're so overwhelmed, but we don't take 5 minutes break because we think we're losing these 5 minutes. But actually, if you take these 5 minutes, you walk away from the office, grab a glass of water, do a few steps, take few breaths, deep breath exercises, and then you will find yourself in a better mood, and you can focus better. Just try this. Self-care. What can I say? I said about it. Screen time. I said reduce the screen time, especially in the evening. Organize. Sometimes you have this drawer and that drawer, and every time you get nervous when you go there, and it takes the energy. It takes so much energy actually to live the life in how we are around. So just find a way. You take this box, and sometimes when I do decluttering, I have 3 boxes. I keep, I throw away, and I donate. And it's much easier like that, because if I say I donate this, I don't feel like it's rubbish. It's still, I feel better this way, so I can give away more. Multitasking, everybody says, oh, you have to multitask. You know what, we're losing so much energy in multitasking, but sometimes it's necessary, but sometimes we just push ourselves into this without being necessary of multitasking. again, the friends, the limited exposure, the news, the negative influence. I'm not reading news, and every title that it's coming to my eyes, sometimes it's really affecting me. I'm an introvert and I'm very anxious person after the PTSD, so it really, even a title, it's freaks me out sometimes. So I try as much as possible to stay away, because I know I could have nights in a row without a sleep just because of the news. Take breaks, as I said, regular breaks. It helps you to focus and do more actually than not taking the break. So little nudges will help you a lot. Let's keep it simple. That's my mantra. Keep it simple. What can you do today to eliminate, to kind of make your life much easier? What can you do? You have to answer. But if you get these templates and everything, that will help you to kind of get the answers to your life. Have you ever practiced any mindfulness or relaxation or techniques? What benefits? How did you feel? What's your experience? Regular exercises work for me. Yes, it does, because exercise brings the endorphins, releasing endorphins in the body. It's also regulating the blood sugar. It helps with the hormonal balance, everything kind of. Once you run and you get into these efforts and breathing, you have no time to think that much. You might enjoy the view along the lines. Yeah. Deep breathing, mindfulness, and relaxation, it's really, really good for the stress management. And I'm a big fan of deep breathing. It's free and the benefits are huge. And all you have to do is to consciously, because we do it unconsciously. Yes, we breathe all the time. If we stop breathing, we die. So we breathe all the time and we take it for granted. But if you stop for 30 seconds and you take a deep breath, you hold for a while and you release it. And all you need to do every time is the intention. You have to have that intention in mind. I just want to calm down. And then you really teach the brain that every time you say, I just want to calm down, I just want to relax, and you're doing this breathing exercise. Sometimes at the beginning it's going to take longer, but then it's just few deep breaths and you already feel the release. Yeah, so it's easy, it's free. You can do it you can do it once you wash your hands, when you are on the toilet, or when you pick up your glass of water, when you go and grab your coffee. You can do it anytime, between the sessions, whatever the job you have. Stop and breathe. Body scan, it's an exercise. It's just closing your eyes, pay attention to the body, contract and releasing the muscles, and then you're thinking, okay, it's the face. You contract and relax the muscles, and then you just slowly but surely go. It's good to do it in the night time. When you go to bed, it helps to relax and you might have a better sleep. Visualizations, big fan. I also love the boards, visualization boards, all these. I love these things. So you just visualize yourself more empowered, more energetic, everything. And then with the deep breathing, it's just like kind of you can combine those things and they're free. So at least you're not into the negative thoughts and you bring some happiness, and you just teach the brain every single day, bits by bits. Mindfulness movement. It's, as I said, like, you don't need to run, you don't need to do, but you have to do gentle exercise. And you could see me here, I always fidgeting.
with the hands. I talk with the hands. I move because it's otherwise I get stiff. And I have to sit here because I just put the camera and I have no height. Like, I'm quite tall for this. Like, it's this today. So, gratitude. Practice gratitude. It's about us as a choice to feel in so many ways, so many times, about everything around us. And if we try to find and to see the half glass of water instead of the empty part, everything, you could mention every day that you're grateful for everything you have, like 3 things, and you can repeat those things, and then you will find that in a 5th or 6th or after 2 weeks that you add a little bit more, and then you add a little bit more, because you're more open to see things that you are grateful in your life, and you start seeing less and less the one that you not happy with. And a simple example is just like, it's your birthday and you get all the wishes from all the friends, the social media and everything, and so many hundreds coming around into your social media, family, friends, and then it's one person that says nothing, and you get stuck on that person, thinking that, oh, that person didn't say anything to me, and it's my birthday, and it's the next day and still nothing. And it's so easy to forget there's so many other people that really been around, just focusing on one thing. It's the same with the gratitude. You start small and then it's growing and growing. Body-oriented mindfulness, again, you could do those things, brushing your teeth, washing your hands, put the cream on your body, feel the feeling, doing dishes. It's just being present. Mindful eating, it's best to not eat on a desk, it's best to not eat in front of TV, not on a walk. Yeah, it's just sitting and eating. 20 minutes. Oh, it's a lot, I don't have 20 minutes. You have to. Yeah, you have to. Nature's aromatherapy, self-massage. You have no time, no money this month to go for a massage or something. Just do it on your own. A little foot massage, a little hand massage, a face massage. You're doing gently, and you just be there with yourself. Use essential oils. They really are relaxant. It's good. It's really, really good for your soul also, not only. And if your soul is much calmer in your heart, you open your heart for receiving, because you give so much, but you forget to receive. That's the thing. So what did we learn today? Bedtime duty here. Thank you for being here. It's okay. You're gonna have the replay for this. Oops. We nearly to finish here, yeah? So what did we learn today? We talk about the stress, the energy drainings, what we need to do, and what we need to do. So, before I close this day, I want to do an exercise of gratitude, because we talk about gratitude, and it took me a while to get this really from my head, in getting the words into my soul, into my heart. I was so much into my head and just mentioning and saying and keeping the words and everything, but it took me a while until I opened really my heart for the feelings, to really feel the feelings, because these feelings, it gives us the behavior and how we behave and how are the choices we do in the life. So if it's possible, it's gonna take just a minute. Imagine that we sit all in the circle. We face each other We don't know the name, we don't know the faces. Just see, it's a smiley, calming face in front of you, yeah? And the purpose of this is just to express gratitude and appreciation for the insights gained and the support received during the workshop. Because you saw the chat. People, you're not alone. So if you can share anything, I'll be really grateful. If not, I'm grateful too because you're here. And but feel free to email. Feel free if you don't feel like sharing, or you're not sure what you get. It's so much that you can't point to this now. You know, it's okay. You can share it in the Facebook group. You can share it on my email. You can DM me, whatever you want. But as my turn, let's say it's my turn now to say into this circle, I am really, really thankful and grateful for your presence here today. And especially for you, for giving the time and permission to be here. Your engagement, active participation, or active listening, your willingness to learn and grow together, it means the world for me. Thank you so much for being here. And thank you so much. And I'm just gonna end up with a quote. There is enough time for self-care. There is not enough time to make up for the life you will miss by not filling yourself up. That's Jennifer Williamson. I like this quote. I hope you like too this quote. And if you have anyone that you want to share with us in the group, please do it. And I'll open the questions and answer for you. And let's put the camera on change here. Oh, hi. It's just me, no slides now. So, do you have anything to say? Any questions for me? Gonna look to the chart here down. Any questions? Anything? With a little bit of delay, I'm checking the Facebook if anything here. Thank you so much. Looking forward for tomorrow too. Yes, we're gonna talk about nutrition, foods. Oh my God, another exciting day. Really, really exciting day. Any questions? Or you might want to keep for the last day all the questions. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you, B. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you. It is hard to start, but you know what? Just pick one thing. If you pick one thing that resonates the most, it doesn't matter which one. Any free stuff you could take. The breathing. Let's say you start with the breathing. You take the deep breathing in the evening. Before you lay down in the bed, you just think whatever you pray or not or something. It's what I'm doing. I might share this. It might help you this. You let me know. Yes, of course. I go to bed and I just think I'm connecting to the light with the universe. And I'm just thinking like, okay, this light is coming to me. And it's helping me to release all the heavy stuff in my body. And I take deep breath in. I hold and I release it slowly. couple of times, sometimes takes more. And then I just say, like, I'm open my heart and I start blessing people. I bless you with the love and light, and I say the name. And I bless my friends, my family, and I bless my neighbors, and and then I go to sleep. That's my every evening. I bless the people coming into my world and everything else. Sometimes I do more, sometimes I do less, but it's every evening. That is how I end my night, my day in the bed. So I hope you find, because that is very calming for me. It's very peaceful, I feel, and I could sleep better. So maybe this will help you too. Thank you so much for being here. Looking tomorrow. Tomorrow night it's 6:30. You're gonna get the replay of this by email. And yes, looking forward for tomorrow. Thanks again. Took a little bit more time, but it's so much to say. Thank you for being here. Thank you.